It's Mari here. I'm back at y'all with another video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you excited for anything Suicide Squad, like, comment, subscribe. Alright? Have to get that out the way just because I be forgetting sometimes. But let's get into it. This is everything to know about Suicide Squad. This is kind of like an overview of everything that we've gotten in Suicide Squad. Okay? So the info and plot of this game, Brainiac has taken over everything. Just about I want to say like 90 something percent of the game has been taken over. So you won't really see any civilians. It's a third person co-op live service looter shooter set in the Arkhamverse. Okay, this time you play as the villains instead of the heroes because the heroes has been turned into the villains and the villains has been turned into the heroes. Pretty much that's a good way to think of it. And the personality will still show towards the end of the game. They will form a relationship with each other. I'm sorry, but before we get to the end of the game, they're not gonna really want to work with each other, but they know that they have to survive. Now, some of the gameplay elements to keep in mind is the game is open world. Yes, by it being a co-op third-person looter shooter, it's open world. You could go through them, you could go do what you want all over the place. Yeah, I know what comes with open world. There's challenges, side missions, and other things to look out for. Maybe a lot of Easter eggs. Actually, there are a lot of Easter eggs. That's what I've been seeing, and that's what the developer said. There are a lot of Easter eggs, so keep your eyes out for that one. Okay? Now, by it being a live service game, we're going to go over the live service elements to knock that out the way because I want y'all to understand that just because it's a live service, you won't have to spend a dime just to keep enjoying the game. Okay? So, yes, we are going to have seasons and we're going to have battle passes, and but we're going to have episodes. Don't know what episodes are? Think of Call of Duty, okay? If you played Call of Duty in recent years, you already know that they have battle passes and seasons, but their mid-season update is called Reloaded. For instance, Modern Warfare 3, they got the season 1 and then season 1 Reloaded. It's like a midway content thing. So, midway in the season, you're going to get more content. But except the thing is with them, during the seasons, you're going to release with episode 1. You're going to have this season for sure. I know for a fact we're going to get 6 encouragement missions, 6 strongholds, a mayhem missions, and more. I can't remember everything, but there's a screenshot up here. I'm sure you guys are looking at to let y'all know what everything that we're going to get. Okay? Okay. And another thing with these seasons, we're going to get new playable characters. Seasons 1, you know that we're getting Joker, and they already have gameplay, so he's already coming in March. Yes, season 1 is coming in March. Okay? Be on the lookout for that, and don't forget it. Now, season 1 isn't just coming with a new character, it's coming with a playable area as well. Now, I don't know when it's coming to be sure, but I would guess that it's coming with the character. Okay? Now, during season 1, there's going to be cutscenes and audio logs letting you know what's going on in the world and all that good stuff. Let you know how they reacted and the relationships and all that good stuff that you should know. Pretty much letting you know what's been happening and all that stuff. Okay. So episodes, think of episodes as big content updates. When episode 2 drops, it's probably going to drop in the middle of season 1. And it's going to be another big content drop. There are going to be more bosses and more stuff to do, more gear, you know, villain themed gear and all that good stuff. Now the battle pass, here's the interesting thing. You never lose your battle pass. They never expire. And once you get the battle pass, it's yours. You don't have to sit there and actually try to rush to play the game. Maybe you don't want to play the game every day. That's fine. You never lose it. So you can go at your own pace, which is great for everyone. Now I understand there are people that like to have that, oh, you didn't beat in that time. So now this is rare because nobody else can get it at this point. I understand that, but we're not gonna do that because you got to think about everybody. Stuff happens and life with everybody. So why should everybody be punished because stuff happens, right? Now in this battle pass, there's only a premium tier and a free tier, and there's 75 tiers, so it's not too crazy. I mean, it's pretty much standard when it comes to that, but there's no FOMO. So everything you don't have to rush. You can take your time and enjoy every last thing with this game. Okay? Okay, so I knocked out that stuff. We're gonna go to some combat. Okay? So if you don't know, here's some combat stuff that you should know. This is one that I want to go in more in depth because this is stuff. they're gonna tell you, but knowing it already will help you out in the long run, so you don't have to learn it. Now, one thing is you want to learn about your shield harvest. If you don't know what shield harvest is, it's one of the ways to get your shield back. There's a couple other ways, which is suicide strike and I think with the traversal attack. But the shield harvest is when you shoot an enemy in the leg and then they're gonna have a blue flame on them and then you melee them. Now, sometimes when you're shooting an enemy, they're gonna just have a blue flame over them. And if you see the blue flame on an enemy, just melee them. Don't shoot them. Melee them for your shield back. If you have full shield, then do what you're gonna do. But if you don't, make sure you shield harvest them so you can get your shield back. Now, with your suicide strike, you can get your shield back. It's not gonna fill it up, but if you shield harvest, you get more shield back from it. So you want to take advantage and learn shield harvesting really early. Remember, shoot them in the legs and then melee once they have the blue flame over them. Now, another thing is you guys want to learn is juggling, okay? Juggling is when you hit an enemy, the enemy's going to fly in the air and then you aim and shoot at them. The reason you want to do this is because when you melee, at least in the beginning stages, when you melee and you're shooting them while they're in the air, you're getting guaranteed crits. Crits equals more damage. More damage equals more points. More points equals you're higher on the leaderboard. Higher on the leaderboard means more taunts to your friend and let them know you're better than them. You see where we're going with this, right? Okay, so now make sure you take advantage of your suicide strike, your traversal attack, and your squad ultimate. Now, your suicide strike is going to be one big takedown, but it's very powerful. Okay, so you don't want to use it. Well, you can use it when you want, but I recommend using these for the more bigger enemies, and then for the smaller enemies, you want to use a traversal attack. Because a traversal attack, it comes back faster, and it's generally an AOE attack. And then your squad ultimate is a ultimate ability that affects everybody. So you really want to use this when you're in a pinch. You really just want to use this when you're about to die, you have nothing else, and then just pop this and everything just slows down. Now, if you use this when I'm playing with you, I won't be able to use it. That's why it's called a squad ultimate because it's for the whole squad. If you use one, then nobody else can use it until it's charged again. And then if I use it, you can't use it. So yeah, really want to be careful when you use that because the squad ultimate isn't just for you. Okay? Now, another big thing is every character has access to 3 of the 6 weapon types in the game. Okay? The reason I say this is a big one because you might like SMGs and then the character you want to play with, like Deadshot, doesn't use SMGs. Okay? So what you want to do is kind of familiarize yourself with what character does what. But you're on this video, so I got you. Captain Boomerang uses snipers, SMGs, and shotguns. Okay? If you like any of those weapons and you want to be really quick with it, Captain Boomerang's your guy. Captain Boomerang is a character that's quick in and out. He's moving around. You shouldn't stop moving with this guy. You should always be on your toes and be moving around, zipping around as if you're a speedster. Okay? Now, Harley uses pistols, SMGs, and heavy weapons. Now, heavy weapons is miniguns and LMGs. Okay? So Harley kind of has 4 weapons that she can use, but it's still the same weapon type. Okay. Now, Deadshot he uses snipers, ARs, and pistols. You see where we're going? Not everybody has access to every weapon. And King Shark uses shotguns, ARs, and heavy weapons, which is the miniguns and LMGs again. Okay. Not everybody can use everything, so if there's a certain weapon type that you like, you have 2 options. Remember that. And when Joker comes, he's going to only be proficient with 3 of the weapon types. So if he's proficient with a gun that you like, weapon type that you like, I mean, then I would say go for it. Okay? Now, afflictions is very important. Make sure you're using the right afflictions for your builds because this is another layer of customization. You want to use afflictions pretty much. If you can get an affliction, use it. For instance, Frost is you freeze them and then while they're frozen, when you're doing damage, you get a big massive damage increase, but you can't crit. But the thing is, I think it's worth it because they're frozen. Everybody in that area is frozen. You get a damage boost, and you kind of crowd controlling them. You want to use afflictions because afflictions is gonna help your build big time. Okay. Now for all my dudes out there, speaking of builds, all my dudes I like to be out there making builds and going crazy. This game is not going to disappoint you. They're going to have a lot of build diversity. There's some screenshots that you know the developers what they like to do with their builds and some of the stuff that they came up with. Now, you gotta keep in mind you want to use everything in a synergy, villain synergy, or just you want to synergize them yourself. Now, I put the villain synergy because you probably don't know what it is. Villain synergy is when you use a notorious weapon with an infamy set, pretty much two villain themes, certain villain theme sets or villain theme weapon, and it gives you another synergy. So you get perks on top of the gear sets and everything you do have. So it's another big damage boost, pretty much. So all these perks that you do have with the build, with the infamy set and all that, you get another set of perks with that, which is crazy to think about. Now, there's a lot of gear. There's 7 different type of rarities. There's uncommon, common, rare, epic, notorious, legendary, infamy. I know I said that out of order, but notorious and infamy are like the villain theme, so they're pretty much going to be stronger than legendaries. So the way I think build crafting is going to work is you want to have infamy and notorious. You want to get your synergy going, and then you also want to have some legendaries in there for other perks to keep it going, whatever what type of synergy that your build requires. Okay, so you do want to just kind of get this stuff going because if it's not and you try to do something crazy and you don't play to your strength, make sure you put your build to your strength and your playstyle. If your playstyle is you want to be in the back sniping, I wouldn't recommend you to use Captain Boomerang when his playstyle is being quick and being all over the place. Go with Deadshot possibly, because he can stay in the air. The more kills you get, the more time he stays in the air, pretty much. Because there's pretty crazy builds as y'all reading from these developers, right? Okay, so now there's another thing in a combat called squad talents. Squad talents is once you hit max level, which is 30 by the way, you're gonna unlock squad talents. And squad talents are upgrades that applies to all your characters regardless of level. If you haven't played the character yet, it's gonna apply to them as well. So the way you want to get the squad talents, you want to keep leveling up everybody, and then you're gonna have more squad talents. Okay, so generally you want to get everybody to level 30, and you're gonna have 120 squad talents quicker than quicker than you just trying to get to level 150 with one person. So this is what I recommend: get your main up there first. You know, and then when you're playing with somebody that's doing the story again, or you want to go play the story again, play with someone else and then play with another character, trying to get everybody else going so you can get more squad talents. Squad talents can equal more damage, more ammo, however it is that you want, because squad talents is infinite. You can keep going. So once you get everybody to level 30, you can go back to your main and start going crazy. Or you might find a new main playing with somebody else. You never know. But squad talents is very important. It's not gonna make or break your build, but it's gonna give your build that extra like that, you know what I mean? It might, you might be able to get more XP. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get the most XP first, and then go for the damage. Because if I'm trying to level everybody up really quick, I can get them up quicker than you can get your characters up. So I'll have more squad talents. Now, if it's worth it, we don't know what's worth it and what's not gonna be worth it, but we'll see what happens. But the squad talents is talents for the whole squad and not just you. That's why it's called squad talents. Now, here's an interesting feature. Okay, there's this thing called social squad where you can take my character and put him in your squad if even if I'm not online. So if I'm offline and you like the way my build is, you could take my character, put him in your squad, and you can start doing whatever it is that you want. And then when I log in, I'm a, I'm going to get some resources, loot, and XP, just because you used my character. Now, I don't have to be your friend. I don't have to be your clan mate. I could just be somebody high on the leaderboard who's like, hey, come on, let's go play. You know, that works for everybody. I see this as a win-win. This is a big thing because if you're going in harder content, you want to get some builds for everybody. Maybe you haven't used everybody, so you just take the people that's high on the leaderboards, which is nothing's wrong with that. You know, and you get to complete your mission, and I get to get some stuff out of it. Okay, now crafting will be in the game. Now, this is a screenshot of everything that you can do. Okay, it's a lot. You can craft, you could do just about anything with the crafting, so don't feel like that it's just you could change one thing. I know some games you could change one thing, but you can't change the other things. You can change just about everything on this weapon. Okay, they really trying to let you get all the damage out of your build that you can. If you could find a way to make it better, you could do it. I would do it. I mean, I'm sorry. If you could get more damage out of your build, do it. You're gonna do it at the crafting station. Okay. Now, another thing is there's New Game Plus. New Game Plus will be in the game day one, and unlike some games, this game is going to start off having five, and there's new difficulties. The harder it is, the better the rewards. So I would recommend at least doing two just to see if the rewards are worth it. If they are, I'm going all five just because I'm really excited for this game, and when I played the alpha, I was like in love. So I'm pretty much be doing what I gotta do to get up there. Okay. So the last thing I want to touch on, and then I'm gonna give you guys my conclusion. I don't want to make this video too crazy to where it's gonna take a whole hour. I could make it a whole hour if I wanted to, but we're just gonna leave it where we're gonna leave it. Okay. So last thing is we're gonna rival tunt. Earlier in the video, I talked about the leaderboards and tunting people, right? Now, this is where it came back because if you pass me on the leaderboard and you choose to tunt me, when I log in, whatever character you pass me with, it's gonna, hey, basically say, haha, I passed you up. Now, me being me, I gotta go pass you up because I can't let you top me. I'm going for the number one spot. So therefore, we're working together, but also competing at the same time. Now, end game, okay. End game is we're gonna have incursion missions, killing time, mayhem, and maybe some more. But all we know is the mayhem, incursions, and killing time. Now, in season one, we're gonna get new themes, 6 incursion missions, strongholds, and all that good stuff. And killing time themes. I'm not sure if I said that or not. Okay. So they're going to be a lot to keep us on our toes. And the mastery levels seem might go up to 100. I'm not sure what they go up to. The highest I've seen for mastery levels in in-game is 84, but that could have been the max. Now, mastery levels is pretty much where you're going to get tier 2 of your infamy sets, which is gear sets in the game. So if you want better gear sets, you got to go through your mastery levels and complete them and try to get the highest mastery set because the higher the mastery sets, the better the rewards. I'm sorry. So pretty much the premise of the game, the higher the difficulty, the better rewards, and the higher the difficulty, the better you're going to get at this game. So when you're getting to the higher tiers, remember this: traversal and build and playstyle. Those are the things that's going to keep you alive. You might need more shield harvesting, um, shield things. You might need more damage. You might want to start traversal attacks. You might not. The way you play should not. The way you play should determine what build and how good you are. Okay. Now, you do want to take advantage of your traversal as you're playing in combat. You want to take advantage of the slide. You want to take advantage of the swinging, the running, and everything. Take advantage. You don't want to sit there and not be playing. You want to go crazy because if you don't, you will die in these harder difficulties. In the in-game stream, they died, but they was learning the game. Okay. Now, take advantage of everything I've said. But I forgot one. I forgot about the counter system. All right. So if you guys played Spider-Man or Batman, the little thing over the head. Y'all remember in Spider-Man you would press circle, and Batman you would press triangle to counter. Okay. Now in this game, when you see the counter thing, I think it's gonna be like electricity over their hand or the little symbol that they had over their head, over their heads, but it's over their gun or whatever. And you wanna count as you wanna aim and then press the counter button. It's the same thing, but they added into the gunplay. So therefore, this game is more offensive to be defensive. Now, what I mean by that is you don't want to sit there and not you got to be aggressive, stay in a combat to get your life back and go crazy because if you don't, you will die. If you're really passive, you're not going to get the most out of it. So you want to be more aggressive and keep you in action, keep everything chaotic. You got to control the battlefield. Don't let the battlefield control you. Now, in my opinion, this game is really fun. I played the alpha and I loved it. I was very skeptical on the alpha because when they showed it at the state of play, I was more like, I'm not sure. Like I was gonna get it, but I was gonna wait on sale because my friends were gonna get it, and I was gonna get it strictly to play with them, but I wasn't gonna play it myself. I was more like, it doesn't really look that good. But when I played the alpha, I was in love. I went from not wanting to really talk about this game or even get it to I'm covering this game and I got the deluxe edition. And now most of the content I've been putting out lately has just been about Suicide Squad. So I think this game is going to be really good on release. We have a lot of features that everybody been wanting, but on day one, Rockstar took notes. Not Rockstar, I'm sorry. Rocksteady's been taking notes and they've been keeping up and letting us know, hey, we got something for you guys. Okay? Now, if I did miss anything, let me know. Let me know what I missed and let me know if you guys are excited and what you're looking forward to. Because I'm excited. I'm excited for everything. I'm literally going to try to do everything in this game because I see myself playing this game like all the time. I don't see myself playing anything else at least for a while. All right? But that's it for the video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.